This week's seminar is over tables and hyperlinks, and I'm going to do a quick review of those items. So the first thing we need to do is go into Microsoft Word, and then we need to go to our ribbon and click on the Insert tab, and then you'll find the group Tables, and then we want to click on Table, and you'll notice there's several different options. There's where we can select the rows and columns by cells, or we can insert a table. We can draw a table, which is a custom table, or we can insert an Excel spreadsheet, or we can put in a quick table. There's the preview of the quick tables. So we're going to start off by creating a short table. So say I wanted 3 columns and I wanted 6 rows. So I move 3 to the right and 6 down, and that gives me rows and columns. And then I just click my mouse pointer and voila. So now I have each of my rows and columns, and my mouse pointer is now in the first cell. A cell is an intersection of rows and columns. Now notice that on the ribbon you will see a new tab called Table Tools. Table Tools has Design tab and Layout tab. So we're going to briefly go over the table styles, and this is something that you will apply in your assignment this week. So you want to click on this down arrow that gives you more options, and then you can click the type of table that you want. When you hover your mouse pointer over each table, you will see a screen tip that shows you the type of table it is. The one that I'm on right now is called Light Grid Accent 5. So I'm going to click on that. And it does change the way your table looks. Sometimes it won't have these outer borders showing, and that's normal for that to happen. So the very first row, I'm going to put in some field names, and I'm just going to put example 1 and sample 1 and example 2. And then underneath that I would have some type of data. My data goes here. I'll put more data. Alright, and so you can keep adding more information into your table. So the Design tab is basically to change the design of your table. So there's different things that you can add. You can have different types of borders, some different types of shading. This effect of the alternating colors is called banded rows. If I didn't want banded rows, I just uncheck mark the table style options and check mark it back and get those banded rows back. So that is the Design option. The next tab is the Layout tab. And so in the Layout tab you can add rows and columns. That was adding a row. Then you can add a column. And it inserted 3 because I have 3 columns already added. I can delete the table. I can delete rows. So I'm going to delete the rows that I already just added and have already selected. Oops, undid all of them. If that happens, just hit the undo button. So let's try that again. Oops, I don't want that screen tip. I'm going to select the row, or the column. That's why I didn't select the right thing. So I'm going to put Hi, this is continuing on from tables. So in the last video, I selected and highlighted one of my columns, went over to delete and deleted column. Now over in cell size under layout, I can change the height or width of a cell or a row, or I can change the width. I can distribute out rows and columns evenly just by a click of these commands. So you can also do it manually. So I can hover my mouse pointer in between the row lines and I can click my left mouse pointer button and click and drag it down or up or to the right and to the left, and manually change the size. Okay, so I'm going to go back to insert and I'm going to insert a hyperlink. So say I wanted to put yahoo.com. Right now that's the name of the website, but to make it an active hyperlink, I'm going to highlight yahoo.com and I'm going to go to links, and notice the screen tip is Control plus K for the shortcut. But I'm going to click on hyperlink and I'm going to make this active by putting in www.yahoo.com. Now up here is the text to display. Now I could put my favorite website, and then that's what would show up, but underneath that text to display would actually be the address. So I can hit OK, and voila, here is my hyperlink. Now notice when I hover my mouse pointer over it, it gives a screen tip and it tells the user how to use that screen, or how to use that website by Control plus click to follow the link, and that will take you to Yahoo. So I'm going to do that real quick, and it will open up a web browser to Yahoo. Oop, took a little while there. And so that's how I know if my web browser is active. So it says it right here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go back to my document, and that is how you create a hyperlink inside a table. Now I can also insert a picture or clip art into my table. I'm going to choose a bunny rabbit, and it won't let me find anything for that. So I'm going to put rabbit. Oops, got to spell it right. So I'm going to pick this picture and I'm going to insert it. And wow, that's way too big. So I can change it, I can crop it, I can resize it over in this group, but I'm just going to do it the manual way by clicking and dragging in the bottom left hand or bottom right hand corner. I'm going to click and drag it up. Then I'm going to resize it from the middle resizing handle. Still looks a little weird, so I'm just going to keep modifying it until I get it to the size that I want. Now notice that I'm clicked in the clip art and my format tab is now activated under picture tools. So this gives me more options to enhance my picture. So I'm going to click on picture styles, and notice when I hover my mouse pointer over each one of these, it gives me a preview of what it will look like. I'm going to choose this one. This is part 3 of tables, hyperlinks, and clip art. So I've applied my bunny picture and I've added a picture style to it with a little picture frame. But notice if I try to move it around, it's very difficult to do so. So to make it more flexible, I'm going to either change the position with text wrapping, or I can go to text wrap and change it that way as well. What this does is it makes it easier to maneuver around your document. Now, if I had a bunch of text like paragraphs, it would also wrap the picture or wrap the text in certain directions like square or through the picture or maybe top and bottom. So it does have a purpose with text more than anything, but it also makes it flexible to move around in your document as well. Otherwise, it's pretty much anchored in one place, and it has a default of being left aligned for the most part when it's with text. You can move it, but it's not as easy when you use the position or text wrap command. So that is one way to insert a picture or clip art. You can also insert pictures. If you have a digital picture, you can apply that picture and insert it by clicking on picture, and then you would go to some pictures that you have. I'll put in my picture of birds. It's taken a little while to upload. And so just like clip art, it's going to have the format tab so I can change the style of the picture, and I also may want to change the position of my picture. Oops. Just depends on what I want to do with it. How about that? And so I can have different picture effects and picture styles, and I can align it in different ways and resize it. I can do just about everything else I can do with the clip art. Now, some of you requested some information about being able to set tabs. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm just going to type a sentence. Oops. And so if I wanted to tab it over to 2.5, I can go up to my ruler and I can click on it and then hit tab, and it tabs my text over to the 2.5 marker on my ruler. So if I wanted to go to my next line, it just takes me to the next line. It won't take me to that tab until I tab over. To get rid of that tab, I just click and drag and it deletes it. But I would have to have my insertion point in the sentence that it affects. Then I can pull down the tab and it will take me back to where I started from. That's just a brief overview on what we did in class last week. So if you have any questions, please let me know.